I've asked you to simply make it smaller.
Okay, sir, and that's what we're trying to do, but honestly, it's impossible.
Tony Stark was able to build this in a cave! With a box of scraps!
I just love this clip, and I'm a big fan of Tony Stark's story in the MCU. Back in 2008, I saw the first version of the Iron Man suit on a big screen, and in 2019, the journey of Tony Stark concluded with the Mark 85 suit in Endgame. Many challenges and failures were needed to master his creation, and this story is a great example of long-term growth and how challenges shape us over time. But let's start at the beginning. The creation of the Mark I. The Tony we know started as a genius engineer and billionaire playboy who inherited Stark Industries, a leading weapon manufacturing company. His life so far has been marked by success and wealth. However, this life took a big turn when he was captured by terrorists in Afghanistan, whilst presenting his newest weapon technology to the US military. During his captivity, the terrorists attempted to force him to build weapons for them. Instead of complying, he used his engineering expertise to build the Iron Man suit Mark I, which helped him to not only survive, but escape. This event caused a foundational shift in Tony, and his new vision was to protect the world by building an armor around it. He closed down his arms manufacturing services and started to use his technology for a greater cause. After the Mark I, it took Tony 85 iterations over 15 years to create his final suit in Endgame, and that is only counting the successful ones. Do you remember your personal Mark I? Like Tony, did you had a foundational moment where you picked up a new tool or discovered something new, which then set you on a long-term path to reach out for your own Mark 85? At that moment, you are at the start of a long journey, and challenges shape that journey. Comparing Tony's challenges throughout the movies with the ones in artist faces can help a lot to gain a perspective of the situation you are in. The Mark I, made out of necessity, focused on survival with limited resources. This is like you, picking up a new tool like Blender for the first time. You have absolutely no idea how any of this works. You will struggle, but your strong urge to create keeps you going. Both you and Tony sit in that cave right now with a box of scraps in front of you and focus on making it out alive. That first suit was very clunky and limited to a one-time use. After escaping the cave, Tony went straight ahead and with the help of fundamental engineering, he created a new sleeker design with a better energy source. As an artist, you also identify areas that should be improved after your first few creations. You will improve by learning and applying fundamentals like anatomy, photography, color theory, interior design, or architectural principles. The challenge is there, and we need to detect these potential areas for improvement. Finding solutions to the challenges you encounter is an integral part of your journey. Now, while testing the next iteration of that Iron Man suit, freezing temperatures in higher altitudes became a problem, and Tony fixed that with a gold titanium alloy. You will create render images that are ready to present, but the general feedback at first will be that they aren't good enough. The specific problem can be fixed by adjusting the lighting, the camera positions, or you will dive into color grading and other post-processing techniques to refine what you already have into something even better. Like Tony, you encountered a challenge and solved it with a workflow adjustment that is tailored to your problem. When aliens invaded New York, it was a challenge he couldn't face alone. As a key member of the Avengers, it was the team's combined strength that saved the Earth. On your journey, you will encounter many people who will support you. Mentors, other artists, fans, friends. You will build a personal network around your project. You might collaborate with other artists or even lead a team yourself. The journey is not just about pushing your project forward. You will also develop as a person, and it's very likely that you will find others similar to you. All because you started your journey and faced your challenges head on. Tony spent years on adapting and improving and iterating design over design, always addressing new flaws. He developed suits like the Hulkbuster and the advanced nanobot suit, each one designed for specific challenges. Similarly, your artistic growth will involve refining your skills, adapting to new challenges, and possibly even developing your own unique tools and methods. Over time, this continuous process of learning and adapting will lead you to a level of mastery where you can make significant contributions and inspire others. Over the years, the self centered playboy evolved into a team player and leader. After his final moment, Tony inspired a new generation of heroes to follow in his footsteps. At your peak, you will inspire others to start with their own Mark 1. As an engineer and artist myself, Tony's story of continuous improvement and mastery resonates with me on a very personal level. However, my engineering side wondered if there's any empirical evidence to it. Is there scientific proof that the idea of dedication and persistent effort will lead to mastery? I wanted more than just anecdotal evidence or a gut feeling that practice will lead to improvement. My search for an answer led me to a paper from 1993, introducing the concept of the 10,000 hour rule. The paper, The Role of Deliberate Practice in the Acquisition of Expert Performance, written by psychologists Karl Anders Ericsson, Ralf Krampe, and Clemens Tesch Römer, published in Psychological Review, examines how individuals reach high levels of expertise in their fields. Deliberate practice, a core concept of the paper, highlights purposeful and focused improvement efforts. The authors argue that talent alone does not lead to expert performance. Instead, it's the result of targeted, intensive practice. It enforces the idea that practice needs to have purpose. Mindless, repetitive exercise won't have a big impact on your growth. Focused attention is needed to improve specific aspects of your craft. Tony Stark's journey aligns well with this concept. Each suit iteration, each adjustment he makes is in response to distinct challenges he faced. So my advice is to practice with a purpose. Think about what kind of challenge you address when learning something new. However, deliberate practice every now and then isn't enough. The paper emphasizes the importance of sustained and intense effort over many years. It introduces the guideline that approximately 10,000 hours of deliberate practice over a decade is needed to master your field. Imagine Tony spent 2 hours daily refining his designs over 15 years. This would accumulate to at least 11,000 hours, aligning with the paper's observations. My advice: develop a regular practice schedule. If things don't go well, don't worry. Setbacks are part of the process, and 10,000 hours is a lot of time to improve and refine your craft. In addition to the quantity of practice, the quality is important. Developing bad habits can do a lot of harm. You can avoid it by gathering feedback and correcting them as early as possible. Tony applied this method by immediately testing his improvements and adjusting them according to the result. Show your work. Show what you made and how you made it. Gather feedback on the result and the process. This will avoid building bad habits and can accelerate your progress. The 10,000 hour rule serves as a useful framework, but it should be used with caution. It's an illustration of commitment and not a strict rule. There's no guarantee of reaching mastery after practicing anything for 10,000 hours. The rate of growth and learning is impacted by many factors. Cognitive abilities, personal traits, life experiences, and motivation play a huge role in the learning process. Genetic predispositions need to be considered as well. What we sometimes describe as talent still plays a role in the development of skills. Furthermore, be aware that growth isn't a steady, linear process. As you progress, the same amount of practice will result in smaller gains of knowledge or expertise. This is called diminishing returns. Initial improvements can happen very fast, with little time investment, but the higher the expertise, the more time is needed for further improvement. This is a natural part of the learning curve, not a signal to give up, but rather an invitation to deepen your focus and refine your approach. In conclusion, practice with intention. Embrace the journey of continuous improvement, understanding that while the 10,000 hour rule provides a rough outline, your path is uniquely yours. Stay committed, seek feedback, and persistently refine your craft, knowing that each step forward, no matter how small, contributes to your growth and mastery. Now it's your time to share your stories with me. What kind of challenges did you face on your journey so far? And what kind of solutions did you come up with? I'm really looking forward to reading your stories. And if you like this video, please share it with others who might find it inspiring or helpful. And also feel free to subscribe and like this video if it resonated with you. For now, it's goodbye and see you next time.